Welcome to the Thrive Show. My name is Kim O'Neill, and today I have with me here Megan Grandinetti. Megan is a yoga teacher as well as life and wellness coach who was once an international tax lawyer. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim.
Absolutely. So I want to just get right into it, Megan, and ask you, will you share with us, what are some yoga and meditation tools that we can use for calming the mind?
Well, basically any of them. If you're newer to yoga, one of the most easiest ways to get familiar with calming the mind is the breath. We always introduce everyone to the breath and how we can use it in our practice. And I always tell people, if you're not breathing, you're not actually doing yoga, right? If you're holding your breath and you're trying to forcefully do something, that's not yoga at all, right? When we're breathing and we're breathing well, it allows us to pull back from the mind and focus on what we're doing, the task at hand, the places where we are, the things that we're feeling, and it allows us to be present every step of the way. So that's what yoga is really about. I'd love to share a little breathing exercise today. Maybe we'll do that later, or maybe we'll do that now. I'll let you know.
I love that. We'll go ahead and do that at the very end.
Okay, that sounds good.
That would be awesome. Yes. So now I know that one of the things you talk about is really us being able to get into that space of allowing life to carry us from one point to the next. Will you share with us a little bit more? How do we do that?
How? Well, that's the mind asking how, right? The mind always wants to know that, how do I get from point A to point B? But letting life carry us is really what we're meant to do. My teacher, Muji, always says, let life take care of life, because that's what we're here to do. And whether it's through breathing, or whether it's through a yoga practice, or whether it's through sitting quietly with your meditation practice, you're able to kind of access a deeper part of yourself that isn't engaged with all of that. How do I get from point A to point B? What's the next step? What am I having for lunch? What am I having for dinner? You're able to pull back and just be in the present moment, and then see that there's a higher power taking care of all of us and ushering us along the way. But first we have to feel into that. And sometimes a walk in nature will allow you to feel into that, right? You put your feet on the earth and you just take one step in front of the other. Or sometimes you get jolted by life into just reforming all of your plans. And so that's when we're really asked to put aside all of our thoughts, put aside all of our planning, and just ask life to guide us.
And so how do we do something like detach from old patterns of thoughts that really support us to be able to be more in a space of allowing?
Yeah, old patterns of thoughts will creep up over and over and over again, but it's very much just a matter of watching them and seeing them, right? You can't actually detach from a pattern of thought until you know it's there. So the first step is to be able to look at it and see it. And you might notice it during your meditation practice, or you might notice hey, I'm getting really mad at this really important, special person in my life over and over again about this one certain thing. And just take a step back and ask, what's this really about? And the best way to detach is to not get involved, and to just have those moments where we take a deep breath and we pause, and then we just start to look deeper and ask the important questions, what is this about? Am I really mad about this thing? Or, does this, I don't know, event in my life really define me as a person, et cetera, et cetera. We hold on to all these beliefs and we carry them with us, and slowly we can just kind of start setting them down. The more that we look at them, it's kind of like pulling weeds. I don't know if you garden much, Kim, but
I have before.
we just moved into our house a couple years ago. We have tons of gardens, but they're full of weeds. So every week I'm out there, okay, I'm going to weed this and weed that. And, the more often that you pull those weeds, the smaller they become when you go to pull them the next time, right? And then maybe eventually you pull them so much they don't want to come out of the ground at all, because they just give up. And it's the same way with thoughts. The more that we start to just meditate or practice yoga, or even just take those special little pauses during the day and pull back from them, the less likely they are going to come up. And when they do come up, we have those weeding gloves and we have those little trowels, and we can just pull them out and say, get out of here, guys. I'm not interested in playing with you anymore.
I love that metaphor. I don't think I've ever heard anyone use weeding as a metaphor for thoughts. That's great. So, Megan, will you share with us now that breathing exercise you mentioned? Because I think that's something we could
Absolutely.
all benefit from.
Um, so, if you Google this one, 478, it's a very common breathing exercise. I'm sure you've probably done it before. But all we do is we inhale for four counts. We hold the breath for 7, and then we exhale for 8. And so the way I teach it, and we'll go through it, but the way I teach is we're going to do it in through the nose. We'll just hold the breath in the chest and then slowly, slowly exhale through the mouth. And that exhalation through the mouth is like, we're like letting go of all the crap that we were holding on to. And so 478 can be used at night before you go to bed. It can be used in the morning when you get out of bed. It can be used if you're in the middle of something, really traumatic or challenging, and just pull back, take your breaths, and move on. Just 2 or 3 cycles. So why don't we do a couple cycles together now?
Yeah, I'd love
Okay,
that.
so you can float your eyes closed if you want. I'm going to keep mine open just to continue engaging. But we're going to breathe through the nose, and maybe you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, maybe you're not. But just take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. We're just going to let that one go. Good. Now let's inhale through the nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold the breath in your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly, slowly through the mouth. Exhale it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go again. Inhale, deep inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale it all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Just take a couple cleansing breaths. Just let it all go. Look at that smile on your face.
That was great. Thank you for that, Megan.
You're welcome. So there's a little magic in the 4 and the 7 and the 8. I still don't understand why it works so well, but I think part of the magic is, and the type of yoga that I teach is Ashtanga Yoga. And there's a lot of magic that we do in counting the breath. We count the breath a lot in Ashtanga. We count how many times we've done each sun salutation. We count 5 breaths in every posture, et cetera, et cetera. And that counting of the breath gives the mind something to do while you're breathing. And then the breathing is able to do its magic because it calms our sympathetic nervous system. So everything gets just a little bit calmer, a little bit smoother. Some of those like happy hormones come out. We just feel like calm and at ease. Really good.
Love it. Thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate you being here and sharing your expertise and that breathing exercise with us. That's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me. It's been really fun.